3. A sacred discourse of Hermes. God is the glory of all things, as also are the divine and the divine nature. God, as well as mind and nature and matter, is the beginning of all things that are, since he is wisdom meant to show them forth. The divine is also a beginning, and it is nature and energy, and necessity and completion and renewal. In the deep there was boundless darkness and water and fine, intelligent spirit, all existing by divine power in chaos. Then a holy light was sent forth, and elements solidified out of liquid essence. And all the gods divide the parts of germinal nature. While all was unlimited and unformed, light elements were set apart to the heights, and the heavy were grounded in the moist sand, the whole of them delimited by fire and raised aloft, to be carried by spirit. The heavens appeared in 7 circles, the gods became visible in the shapes of the stars and all their constellations, and the arrangement of this lighter substance corresponded to the gods contained in it. The periphery rotated in the air, carried in a circular course by divine spirit. Through his own power, each god sent forth what was assigned to him. And the beasts came to be, 4-footed, crawling, water-dwelling, winged, and every germinating seed and grass and every flowering plant. Within them they had the seed of rebirth. The gods sowed the generations of humans to know the works of God, to be a working witness to nature, to increase the number of mankind, to master all things under heaven, to discern the things that are good, to increase by increasing, and multiply by multiplying. And through the wonder-working course of the cycling gods, they created every soul incarnate to contemplate heaven, the course of the heavenly gods, the works of God, and the working of nature, to examine things that are good, to know divine power, to know the whirling changes of fair and foul, and to discover every means of working skillfully with things that are good. For them this is the beginning of the virtuous life and of wise thinking, as far as the course of the cycling gods destines it. And it is also the beginning of their release to what will remain of them after they have left great monuments on earth in works of industry. In the fame of seasons they will become dim, and from every birth of ensouled flesh, from the sowing of crops, and from every work of industry, what is diminished will be renewed by necessity, and by the renewal that comes from the gods, and by the course of nature's measured cycle. For the divine is the entire combination of cosmic influence renewed by nature, and nature has been established in the divine. 4. A discourse of Hermes to Tat, the mixing bowl or the monad. Since the craftsman made the whole cosmos by reasoned speech, not by hand, you should conceive of him as present, as always existing, as having made all things, as the one and only, and as having crafted by his own will the things that are. For this is his body, neither tangible nor visible, nor measurable nor dimensional, nor like any other body. It is not fire, nor water, nor air, nor spirit, yet all things come from it. Because he is good, it was not for himself alone that he wished to make this offering, and to adorn the earth. So he sent the man below, an adornment of the divine body, mortal life from life immortal. And if the cosmos prevailed over living things as something ever living, the man prevailed even over the cosmos through reason and mind. The man became a spectator of God's work. He looked at it in astonishment and recognized its maker. God shared reason among all people, O Tat, but not mind, though he begrudged it to none. Grudging envy comes not from on high, it forms below in the souls of people who do not possess mind. For what reason, then, did God not share mind with all of them, my father? He wanted it put between souls, my child, as a prize for them to contest. And where did he put it? He filled a great mixing bowl with it and sent it below, appointing a herald whom he commanded to make the following proclamation to human hearts. Immerse yourself in the mixing bowl if your heart has the strength, if it believes you will rise up again to the one who sent the mixing bowl below, if it recognizes the purpose of your coming to be. All those who heeded the proclamation and immersed themselves in mind participated in knowledge and became perfect people because they received mind. But those who missed the point of the proclamation are people of reason, because they did not receive the gift of mind as well and do not know the purpose or the agents of their coming to be. These people have sensations much like those of unreasoning animals, and since their temperament is willful and angry, they feel no awe of things that deserve to be admired. They divert their attention to the pleasures and appetites of their bodies, and they believe that mankind came to be for such purposes. But those who participate in the gift that comes from God, O Tat, are immortal rather than mortal, if one compares their deeds. For in a mind of their own they have comprehended all, things on earth, things in heaven, and even what lies beyond heaven. Having raised themselves so far, they have seen the good, and having seen it, they have come to regard the wasting of time here below as a calamity. They have scorned every corporeal and incorporeal thing, and they hasten toward the one and only. This, Tat, is the way to learn about mind, to resolve perplexities in divinity, and to understand God. For the mixing bowl is divine. I too wish to be immersed, my father. Unless you first hate your body, my child, you cannot love yourself. But when you have loved yourself, you will possess mind. And if you have mind, you will also have a share in the way to learn. What do you mean by this, Father? My child, it is impossible to be engaged in both realms, the mortal and the divine. Since there are two kinds of entities, corporeal and incorporeal, corresponding to mortal and divine, one is left to choose one or the other if choice is desired. One cannot have both together when one is left to choose, but lessening the one reveals the activity of the other. Choosing the stronger, then, not only has splendid consequences for the one who chooses, in that it makes the human into a god, but it also shows reverence toward God. On the other hand, choosing the lesser has been mankind's destruction, though it was no offense to God, with this single reservation. Just as processions passing by in public cannot achieve anything of themselves, though they can be a hindrance to others, in the same way these people are only parading through the cosmos, led astray by pleasures of the body. Since this is so, Tat, what proceeds from God has been and will be available to us. May what comes from us be suited to it and not deficient, and the evils for which we are responsible, who choose them instead of good things, are no responsibility of God's. Do you see how many bodies we must pass through, my child? How many troops of demons, cosmic connections, and stellar circuits in order to hasten toward the one and only? For the good is untraversable, infinite and unending. It is also without beginning, but to us it seems to have a beginning, our knowledge of it. Thus, knowledge is not a beginning of the good, but it furnishes us the beginning of the good that will be known. So let us seize this beginning and travel with all speed, for the path is very crooked that leaves familiar things of the present to return to primordial things of old. Visible things delight us, but the invisible cause mistrust. Bad things are the more open to sight, but the good is invisible to what can be seen. For the good has neither shape nor outline. This is why it is like itself, but unlike all others. For the bodiless cannot be visible to body. This is the difference between like and unlike, and the deficiency in the unlike with respect to the like. The monad, because it is the beginning and root of all things, is in them all as root and beginning. Without a beginning there is nothing, and a beginning comes from nothing except itself if it is the beginning of other things. Because it is a beginning, then, the monad contains every number, is contained by none, and generates every number without being generated by any other number. But everything generated is imperfect and divisible, subject to increase and decrease. None of this happens to what is perfect, and what can be increased takes its increase from the monad, but it is defeated by its own weakness, no longer able to make room for the monad. Such then, Tat, is God's image, as best I have been able to sketch it for you. If your vision of it is sharp, and you understand it with the eyes of your heart, believe me, child, you shall discover the road that leads above, or rather, the image itself will show you the way. For the vision of it has a special property. It takes hold of those who have had the vision and draws them up, just as the magnet stone draws iron, so they say. 5. A discourse of Hermes to Tat, his son, that God is invisible and entirely visible. This discourse I shall also deliver to you in full, O Tat, lest you go uninitiated in the mysteries of the God who is greater than any name. You must understand how something that seems invisible to the multitude will become entirely visible to you. Actually, if it were not invisible, it would not always be. Everything seen has been begotten because at some point it came to be seen. But the invisible always is, and because it always is, it does not need to come to be seen. Also, while remaining invisible because it always is, it makes all other things visible. The very entity that makes visibility does not make itself visible. What begets is not itself begotten. What presents images of everything is not present to the imagination. For there is imagination only of things begotten. Coming to be is nothing but imagination. Clearly, the one who alone is unbegotten is also unimagined and invisible. But in presenting images of all things, he is seen through all of them and in all of them. He is seen especially by those whom he wished to see him. You then, Tat, my child, pray first to the Lord, the Father, the only, who is not one, but from whom the one comes. Ask him the grace to enable you to understand so great a God, to permit even one ray of his to illuminate your thinking. Only understanding, because it too is invisible, sees the invisible. And if you have the strength, Tat, your mind's eye will see it. For the Lord, who is ungrudging, is seen through the entire cosmos. Can you see understanding and hold it in your hands? Can you have a vision of the image of God? If what is in you is also invisible to you, how will God reveal his inner self to you through the eyes? If you want to see God, consider the sun, consider the circuit of the moon, consider the order of the stars. Who keeps this order? For every order is bounded in number and in place. The sun, the greatest god of those in heaven, to whom all heavenly gods submit as to a king and ruler, this sun, so very great, larger than earth and sea, allows stars smaller than him to circle above him. To whom does he defer, my child?
Oh, shit.
Whom does he fear? Does not each of these stars in heaven make the same circuit or a similar one? Who determined the direction and the size of the circuit for each of them? Who owns this instrument, this bear, the one that turns around itself and carries the whole cosmos with it? Who sets limits to the sea? Who settled the earth in place? There is someone, Tat, who is maker and master of all this. Without someone to make them, neither place nor number nor measure could have been maintained. Everything that is an order has been made. Only something placeless and measureless can be not made. But even this does not lack a master, my child. Even if the unordered is deficient, that is, in that it does not retain the character of order, it is still subject to a master who has not yet imposed order on it. Would that you could grow wings and fly up into the air, lifted between earth and heaven to see the solid earth, the fluid sea, the streaming rivers, the pliant air, the piercing fire, the coursing stars, and heaven speeding on its axis about the same points. Oh, this is a most happy sight to see, my child, to have a vision of all these in a single instant, to see the motionless set in motion, and the invisible made visible through the things that it makes. This is the order of the cosmos, and this is the cosmos of order. If you wish also to see the vision through mortal things on earth and in the deep, my child, consider how the human being is crafted in the womb. Examine the skill of the craftwork carefully and learn who it is that crafts this beautiful, godlike image of mankind. Who traced the line round the eyes? Who pierced the holes for nostrils and ears? Who opened up the mouth? Who stretched out the sinews and tied them down? Who made channels for the veins? Who hardened the bones? Who drew skin over the flesh? Who parted the fingers? Who flattened the bottoms of the feet? Who cut passages for the pores? Who stretched out the spleen? Who made the heart in the form of a pyramid? Who joined the ribs together? Who flattened the liver? Who hollowed out the lungs? Who made the belly spacious? Who set the most honored parts in relief to make them visible, but hid the shameful parts away? See how many skills have been applied to the same single material, how many labors within the compass of a single work, all of them exquisite things, all finely measured, yet all different. Who made them all? What sort of mother or what sort of father, if not the invisible God, who crafted them all by his own will? No one claims that a statue or a picture has been produced unless there is a sculptor or a painter. Has this craftwork been produced without a craftsman then? Oh, how full of blindness, how full of irreverence, how full of ignorance. Tat, my child, never deprive the craftworks of their craftsman. Or rather, he is stronger even than a name used of God, so great is the Father of all. Surely it is he alone whose work it is to be a father. If you force me to say something still more daring, it is his essence to be pregnant with all things and to make them. As it is impossible for anything to be produced without a maker, so also is it impossible for this maker not to exist always, unless he is always making everything in heaven, in the air, on earth, in the deep, in every part of the cosmos, in every part of the universe, in what is and in what is not. For there is nothing in all the cosmos that he is not. He is himself the things that are and those that are not. Those that are he has made visible. Those that are not he holds within him. This is the God who is greater than any name. This is the God invisible and entirely visible. This God who is evident to the eyes may be seen in the mind. He is bodiless and many-bodied, or rather, he is all-bodied. There is nothing that he is not, for he also is all that is. And this is why he has all names, because they are of one Father. And this is why he has no name, because he is Father of them all. Who may praise you, then, acting on your behalf or according to your purpose? And where shall I look to praise you? Above, below, within, without? For there is no direction about you, nor place, nor any other being. All is within you. All comes from you. You give everything and take nothing. For you have it all, and there is nothing that you do not have. When shall I sing a hymn to you? One cannot detect in you time or season. For what shall I sing the hymn? For what you have made, or what you have not made? For what you have made visible, or what you have kept hidden? And wherefore shall I sing the hymn to you? For being something that is part of me, or has a special property, or is something apart. For you are whatever I am. You are whatever I make. You are whatever I say. You are everything, and there is nothing else. What is not, you are as well. You are all that has come to be. You are what has not come to be. You are the mind who understands, the Father who makes his craft work, the God who acts, and the good who makes all things. The matter composed of the finest particles is air, but air is soul. Soul is mind, and mind is God. 6. That the good is in God alone and nowhere else. The good, Asclepius, is in nothing except in God alone, or rather, God himself is always the good. If this is so, the good must be the substance of all motion and generation, for nothing is abandoned by it. But this substance has an energy about it that stays at rest, that has no lack and no excess, that is perfectly complete, a source of supply, present in the beginning of all things. When I say that what supplies everything is good, I also mean that it is wholly and always good. Yet this good belongs to nothing else except to God alone. God lacks for nothing, to become evil in longing to possess it. Nothing that exists can be lost to him, to cause him grief in losing it, for grief is a part of vice. Nothing is stronger than God, to make an adversary of him, nor does he have a companion to give him injury. Nothing is more beautiful to cause desire in him. Nothing is unheeding of him, to make him angry, and nothing is wiser to make him jealous. Since none of these qualities belongs to the substance, what remains but the good alone? Just as none of these other qualities exists in such a substance, by the same token the good will be found in none of the other substances. All the other qualities exist in all things, in the small, in the large, in things taken one by one, and in the living thing itself that is larger than all of them and the most powerful. since generation itself is subject to passion. Things begotten are full of passions, but where there is passion, there is no good to be found, and where the good is, there is not a single passion. There is no night where it is day, and no day where it is night. Hence the good cannot exist in generation. It exists only in the unbegotten. Participation in all things has been given in matter. So also has participation in the good been given. This is how the cosmos is good, in that it also makes all things. Thus it is good with respect to the making that it does. In all other respects, however, it is not good. It is subject to passion and subject to motion, and a maker of things subject to passion. With reference to humanity, one uses the term good in comparison to evil. Here below, the evil that is not excessive is the good, and the good is the least amount of evil here below. The good cannot be cleansed of vice here below, for the good is spoiled by evil here below, and once spoiled, it no longer remains good. Since it does not remain so, it becomes evil. The good is in God alone, then, or God himself is the good. Therefore, Asclepius, only the name of the good exists among mankind, never the fact. It cannot exist here. Material body, squeezed on all sides by vice, sufferings, pains, longings, angry feelings, delusions, and mindless opinions, has no room for the good. And this is the worst of all, Asclepius. Here below, they believe in each of the things I have just mentioned as the greatest good, when actually it is insuperable evil. Gluttony is the supplier of all evils. Error is the absence of the good here below. As for me, I give thanks to God for what he has put in my mind, even to know of the good, that it is impossible for it to exist in the cosmos. For the cosmos is a plenitude of vice, as God is a plenitude of the good, or the good of God. If indeed there are things preeminently beautiful near to God's essence, those seem perhaps even cleaner and purer in some degree, which are part of him. One dares to say, Asclepius, that God's essence, if in fact he has an essence, is the beautiful, but that the beautiful and the good are not to be detected in any of the things in the cosmos. All the things that are subject to the sight of the eyes are as phantoms and shadowy illusions, but those not subject to it, especially the essence of the beautiful and the good, as the eye cannot see God, neither can it see the beautiful and the good, for they are integral parts of God alone, properties of God, peculiar to him, inseparable, most beloved. Either God loves them, or they love God. If you can understand God, you will understand the beautiful and good, the exceedingly bright, whose brightness God surpasses. For this is incomparable beauty and inimitable good, as is God himself. As you understand God, then, also understand the beautiful and the good. Because they are not separated from God, these have nothing in common with other living things. If you ask about God, you ask also about the beautiful. Only one road travels from here to the beautiful, reverence combined with knowledge. Hence, those who remain in ignorance and do not travel the road of reverence dare to say that mankind is beautiful and good, but a human cannot see nor even dream of what the good might be. Mankind has been overrun by every evil, and he believes that evil is good. Therefore, he uses evil the more insatiably and fears being deprived of it, striving with all his might not only to possess it, but even to increase it. Such, Asclepius, are the good and the beautiful for humans, things we can neither shun nor hate. Hardest of all to bear is that we have need of them and cannot live without them.
Okay. That fan's probably pretty loud. Sorry about that. Let's see.
7. That the greatest evil in mankind is ignorance concerning God.
do that and then turn the lamp. How's that? That's pretty good. Okay, let's go.
Where are you heading in your drunkenness, you people? Have you swallowed the doctrine of ignorance undiluted, vomiting it up already because you cannot hold it? Stop and sober yourselves up. Look up with the eyes of the heart. If not all of you, at least those of you who have the power. The vice of ignorance floods the whole earth and utterly destroys the soul shut up in the body, preventing it from anchoring in the havens of deliverance. Surely you will not sink in this great flood. Those of you who can will take the ebb and gain the haven of deliverance and anchor there. Then seek a guide to take you by the hand and lead you to the portals of knowledge. There shines the light cleansed of darkness. There no one is drunk. All are sober and gaze with the heart toward one who wishes to be seen, who is neither heard nor spoken of, who is seen not with the eyes, but with mind and heart. But first you must rip off the tunic that you wear, the garment of ignorance, the foundation of vice, the bonds of corruption, the dark cage, the living death, the sentient corpse, the portable tomb, the resident thief, the one who hates through what he loves and envies through what he hates. Such is the odious tunic you have put on. It strangles you and drags you down with it, so that you will not hate its viciousness, not look up and see the fair vision of truth and the good that lies within, not understand the plot that it has plotted against you when it made insensible the organs of sense, made them inapparent and unrecognized for what they are, blocked up with a great load of matter and jammed full of loathsome pleasure.
Yellow. How's it going? I'll take a break from reading. We'll get back to that later.
So that
Oh! That's bad. Oh. Picked up my crate. He's dead. just cleaning the water out with the water that I had so I can get some more. Oh. Oh. And this is why we need water, to wash other stains off of us. Like fire, or acid, or we die. And then we start again. Hopefully a better run. Firebolt and just a regular spark bolt. Phew. We don't really want to use this polymorphine potion. It's not really useful unless we find no, I don't know anything that it mixes with, but I can look it up. But I'd rather just have a jar of water, basically. It's like, it's fun, but it's kind of annoying too. Like, if I step in it, it turns me into something random, but it can also get me killed. So, I guess theoretically I could pour it onto, like, another enemy that's too tough to fight, and then just kill whatever it turns into, but that's not really a problem right now. So yeah, we'll just get some water. We'll come back. Maybe this will speed it up. That did not help the situation at all. Okay. Where'd everybody go? I was gonna show you guys something cool. Okay, back to the lesson. Okay.
That you do not hear what you must hear, nor observe what you must observe. 8. That none of the things that are is destroyed, and they are mistaken who say that changes are deaths and destructions. Now, my son, we must speak about soul and body, and say in what way the soul is immortal, and whence comes the energy that composes and dissolves the body. Death actually has nothing to do with this. It is a notion that arises from the term immortal. Either it is an empty usage, or through the loss of the first syllable.
Oh.
Immortal is
So you guys
taken
are back.
to mean mortal.
I thought you guys left.
Death
Sorry.
has to do with destruction, yet none of the things in the cosmos is destroyed. If the cosmos is a second god and an immortal living thing, it is impossible for any part of this immortal living thing to die. All things in the cosmos are parts of the cosmos, but especially mankind, the living thing that reasons. God is in reality the first of all entities, eternal, unbegotten craftsman of the whole of existence. But by his agency, a second God came to be in his image, and by him this second God is sustained, nurtured, and immortalized as from an eternal Father, ever living because he is immortal. In fact, the ever-living differs from the eternal. God did not come to be by another's agency, and if he came to be, it was by his own agency. He never came to be, however. He comes to be always. This is the eternal being through whom the universe is eternal.
Among those who devote themselves to the transmutation of metals, however, there can be no such thing as mediocrity of attainment. A person who studies this art must have either everything or nothing. An alchemist who knows only half their craft reaps nothing but disappointment and waste of time and money. Moreover, they lay themselves open to the mockery of those who despise our art. Those indeed who succeed in reaching the goal of the magistracy have not only infinite riches, but the means of continued life and health. Hence, it is most popular of all pursuits. Okay. I would take this, but that guy's gonna wreck me. Oh, he still wrecks you anyway? Okay, well, I'm doomed. Here's the plan. Nope. That did not work. Nope. Okay. Did no damage. And he destroyed the bridge. Okay. Let's get the hell out of here. I have no idea. Okay. Chat, is this real? Oh! Yeah, I'm not messing with this guy. Oh! I hate the snipers. Oh well. Try again. Magic missile, perfect. Okay, watch this. So you can go up there, and there's a temple above. I said before, I don't really want this polymorph potion. Although, maybe with that one guy that went after me, I could have poured that on him. I still have a lot to learn. But water is really useful. Oh yeah. I'll get this out of the way for you guys. I don't know if you guys want to listen to that or not, but helps me pass the time. A skateboard? Nice. Okay, let's go. Come on. Concentrated mana is really useful. We might as well actually, let's just see what we can make with it. Oh, okay, so this is super useful. We can mix it with water to make more of itself. So, theoretically, like, the mana max doesn't really matter. I'll test that out. Okay, so let's see. Wow. Ambrosia. Let's see what we can mix ambrosia with. So it blocks damage. That's useful. Doesn't really mix with anything though. Ow. What's this? Whiskey? can you mix whiskey with? Let's just find out everything, right? You know? If we mix this with frog meat, it'll make berserkium. And if we mix berserkium with, I think, like flamuxium, that makes pheromones. I might keep the music a little bit lower, but... Anger the gods. Oh no. Listen, I didn't do it. It's digging straight down. Wow. I broke the portal. Didn't know you could do that. Okay, there's another one. We're fine. Oh no. That does not put up fire. This looks like a good one. It needs some work, but cool. Feels kind of evil, but died. Come on, buddy, don't worry. Oh no, don't do this to me. I don't have water. Sorry. And you set me on fire too. Thanks, Levy. Get some water. Oh, he's okay. Cool. Ooh, this looks deadly. I will probably get myself killed with it momentarily. Okay. What is this? Slime. Yes. Okay. Yes. Chainsaw. Okay, let me see if I can show you guys something cool. Alright. We can put a double. Just get rid of these bombs. I don't want these bombs. Huh? We put this. We do all of these. I think it said if you do that, then you do that. No, that's not working. That's better. And we can replace that with maybe like this instead. That's pretty good. What if we... slime ball. Pollen's actually really good for digging. Need something with like decent mana. Just put it in here. Ooh, put this on. I don't really need these bombs. Just like one. Yeah, might be overkill. Okay. I like this wand. It looks cool. Okay. Extra health. This is a good one. Well, this would have been useful had we gotten a teleport spell, but we didn't. So let's just go with that. Ow. Oh my. Easy. We got slime. I like slime. Oh, but this might actually be better than my slime. This has 900 mana. Yeah, unfortunately it is a shuffle, but whatever. What? Okay, why not? Ah, give me that. Oh no! I seriously almost killed myself there with that like little patch of lava. Wow, I'm gonna die. Nope. No, 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 I refuse. Okay. Yep. Uh-huh. There we go. Cool. Okay, so we can teleport. And a giant black hole. Cool. Ball lightning with chainsaw is supposed to be really good. Let's test that real quick. Okay. Chainsaw. Double spell with. Instead of this, do this. It's pretty good, but. Oh, I have a mana potion. What am I doing? What? What just happened? Chat, can you explain what just happened here? Why did I just teleport under the holy mountain? I guess theoretically one thing I could do is maybe like go down to the next one and make a I don't even know. I don't think I can get back there. I didn't even get to pick a perk. Oh well. Never give up. Oh, I see that. So my concentrated... Oh, it was never a mana potion. It was an unstable teleportation potion. Well, maybe I can probably get back then. If I go nearby. Come on, stop. Don't do this to me. Okay, here's the idea. I get away from this guy. Dude. Okay. I find the temple and I drink the teleport potion. Dude, leave me alone. Okay. Okay. We'll be lucky if... No, we're not gonna win. Okay. It was a good idea, though. I'll be right back. Oh, man. thank you, game. Well, that was nice. I feel like that's gonna kill me, but we'll try it out. Kami. Concentrated mana. I see. You can mix it into certain liquids to make other potions. I might come back for it. Ouch. Wait, summons what? Huh? Wait, 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 wait. It does what? Oh, no, no. I had to have been one way the other way. Sheesh. Berserkium. Okay. Oh, perfect. Oh! Yep. Wow. Nasty. Oh. Oh. Oh, my game crashed. Oh, okay. Well, that sucks. Well, it's probably about that time anyway. So, thanks for watching.